Hello, hello, my name is Jules and I love cartoons. I've been an avid cartoon lover for a long time now. Growing up, my mom used to ask me, can you watch real people shows? And I'd always have to be like, yeah, Mom, but the 4th season of Lego Ninjago just dropped and they're about to attack Chen's army, so I don't know if you know what real media is, but this is very important. Jokes aside, I loved anything cartoon growing up, but my first cartoon love will always be My Little Pony. I can't believe I'm admitting that on the internet at the age of 21, but I will defend DJ Pond 3 until the day that I die. I still love cartoons, and my big dream is to be an animator one day. And I will be, just watch. I'm getting my MFA in animation in the fall. Most of the content that I consume today is animated, and I never really took a break from watching cartoons as I got older. I did realize as I've grown up that there are more and more cartoons being made for adults, and specifically for adults. It also feels as if the people in my generation have started watching or rewatching cartoons from their childhood. Avatar: The Last Airbender got super popular again, I heard more people talking about Gravity Falls than ever, and I feel like there's more animated shows for adults to stream, like BoJack Horseman, Smiling Friends, Big Mouth, and the classics like The Simpsons, South Park, and Family Guy, so even your unfunny uncle can feel included. And that's just talking about American cartoons. I saw so many people get into anime and start watching the old classics and the new shows just coming out. I remember being so excited that all the things that I loved were finally being accepted and became like mainstream media because I was super pumped to share what I loved with the people around me. I think what happened in 2020 plays a big role in this. We were all looking for nostalgia and letting ourselves be a bit more cringe. A bit more free. Nostalgia and escapism. So I'm 21 and that makes me a Zoomer or Gen Z. Cartoons were everywhere for me growing up. There was Nickelodeon, Disney, Boomerang, Disney XD, and probably more, but those are the main ones that I was watching. I can remember watching Beyblade Before the Bus Came with my neighbor every day, or sitting down to watch Phineas and Ferb with my dad, and often sneaking downstairs to watch Mad because I wasn't allowed to watch it. These were core parts of my childhood, and some of these memories are just the feeling of pure and innocent joy. Nowadays, I watch cartoons after classes or to wind down after a long day of work. I enjoy making my friends realize what they've been missing out on by forcing them to watch the entirety of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I did make my roommate start watching Avatar with me, and it got to the point where she loved it so much that they were watching it without me, and you know, that's fine. I'm happy to share my love of cartoons, but also like, hey, I wanted to watch that. And when I'm home from school, me and my little brother often watch anime together. Right now we're watching Demon Slayer and Kaiju number 8, if you were wondering. Both are great so far. To me, my favorite cartoons are a form of escapism and a way to step away from the stressors of life to unwind. Sometimes, though, I do feel like bawling my eyes out, I guess, because I enjoy shows like BoJack Horseman and even Steven Universe. They make me think more critically about the person that I want to be and who I want to be around, all while having enough silly and whimsical moments for me to keep it together most of the time. Modern society is so fast-paced and unpredictable. Things change in and day out, following trends, checking in on every celebrity ever, making sure you talk to that one friend that you always plan to see but never do, taking care of yourself, work, school, family, cleaning up around your space, completing your Fortnite Battle Pass, and any other task that you have to do all kind of just like pile on top of each other and get really stressful. Having the means to step back and enjoy the little things in life is really important. Cartoons do a really good job at exaggerating the real life problems to make them feel out of the realm of possibility, but still super believable. I, for one, don't experience supernatural events on the daily, I can't dimension hop, I'm not from outer space, I can't enter the Avatar state, and I don't have a hormone monster, but the lives of these characters in these shows are still super relatable. There's a lot of arguments online about how exaggeration in TV and movies can be super harmful, and I don't disagree. But in this case, I'd much rather watch a show about two 12-year-olds fighting an evil isosceles triangle than watch someone have like a real-life fight with their mom. The added exaggerated reality brings me to a place where I don't have to think about the real world, but I can if I want to. The combination of nostalgic joy I get from watching cartoons as a kid combined with the escapism in comparison to reality is what keeps me hooked on cartoons and animation in general. Cartoons weren't always complex storytelling machines. Everyone had to start somewhere. In this case, we start with Phantasmagorie, directed in 1908 and produced by Émile Cohl. Cohl was a French artist who animated special effects and then taught himself how to animate. There was no how to animate for dummies, so he literally just did it himself. He drew over 700 drawings and filmed them on double exposure film, clipping them all together to create a quick cartoon, which can be argued to be the first cartoon. Some people do say Humorous Faces of Funny Faces, produced in 1906 by J. Stuart Blackton, was the first cartoon, but this is my video and I did already decide what I think, so. In 1914, a 5-minute cartoon by Winsor McCay called Gertie the Dinosaur was produced, containing about 10,000 drawings. From here until about 1928, more animation tech developed, and Disney debuted their first feature animation with sound, Steamboat Willie. Who, fun fact, is now in the public domain, and I can use all of this with no legal repercussions. After that, animation grew and grew, and we saw more cartoons. By 1940, we had Tom and Jerry, Popeye, and the Looney Tunes with their wacky cast of characters, all which aged perfectly. Many children's stories were also being animated, like The Three Little Pigs, Gulliver's Travels, and The Golden Touch, and tons that I've never heard of. Honestly, I was born in 2002, so watching cartoons from the 1940s wasn't on my agenda growing up, except for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out in 1937, and it was the first full-length animated film. America in the 1930s was full of unemployment and business failure, but Snow White seemed to be an attempt to re-inspire Americans' work ethic and improve the attitude of the general population. Which in retrospect is a little funny. Like, essentially you're saying, hey guys, I know you're poor and you can't find work, but like, look at this cool thing I made, you gotta pay to see it. All jokes aside, the film did everything that cartoons now do. It steps you far enough away from real life for you to escape, but still allows you to apply morals, beliefs, and ideas to your own life. Animation for both adults and children alike allows us to subconsciously or consciously process ideals, morals, ethics, values, and beliefs. It allows you to put yourself in the shoes of someone else for even just a second and compare a problem happening in your life to that of a story. For me at least, it can help me put things in perspective and helps me understand that things happen in waves, that good things and bad things can happen, and that's okay. The easiest example I can bring up in this is BoJack. I know everyone talks about BoJack, so call me a sheep. I don't really care. The creators did a really good job in my opinion. I'm not a celebrity, and as much as I love My Little Pony as a child, I'm not a horse, and half of the things that happen in that show don't apply to me, but the relationships, arguments, feelings, and personal stories of the characters are meaningful and relatable.
You have to.
Why?
Because if I don't, that means that all the damage I got isn't good damage. It's just damage. I have gotten nothing out of it, and all those years I was miserable was for nothing.
From BoJack, I learned more about what a toxic relationship was, what toxic traits I needed to work on, and learned more about what I needed in a friendship, and that show allowed me to feel more seen when I was struggling with my own mental health. The narrative of extremism, absurdism, and nihilism creates this world where just about anyone can find a piece of themselves in any specific character in the show. Most TV shows, never mind just cartoons, find that their audiences find relatability in certain characters. All those Who Are You from The Office or What Friends from Friends quizzes don't just exist because BuzzFeed really likes money. They exist because people take these quizzes. People want to know their qualities, similarities, and differences with these characters. We as human beings like to feel seen. We like to feel like we're not alone, that our struggles happen for a reason. Watching a TV show where you can find a piece of yourself or your life and seeing it wrapped up in a nice little bow can be really comforting. I know it is for me. It helps me put the bad days into perspective. Growing up with animation. In the 2000s, many studios switched from drawing each frame to using puppet animation. You don't have to spend as much time on artwork because it's already all done. You just have to pilot the puppet. This allowed more cartoons to be produced faster. Now, not every show is puppeted, but a lot of them are. Star vs. the Forces of Evil, BoJack Horseman, and Rick and Morty are all puppeted. That doesn't mean that they don't have hand-drawn animation in them, but they are primarily done by rigging. Some modern cartoons still do use hand-drawn animation, and those are shows like Adventure Time, Regular Show, and even Family Guy. The advances in animation tech have allowed more and more shows to be produced, and there are more studios than ever too. This increase in tech saw a boom in cartoons. Cartoon Network became the 5th most popular cable channel by the end of 1994, and some of the greats in the cartoon world were up and coming. I got this list. It's a really long list. The Simpsons 1989, Beavis and Butthead 1993, South Park 1997, King of the Hill 1997, Futurama 1999, Family Guy 1999, Aqua Teen Hunger Force 2000, Fairly Odd Parents 2001, Billy and Mandy 2001, Invader Zim 2001, Kim Possible 2002, Codename Kids Next Door 2002. Teen Titans 2003, Ben 10 2005, The Boondocks 2005, Avatar The Last Airbender 2005, Chatter 2007, Phineas and Ferb 2007, Flapjack 2008, and that's all before 2010 because we haven't even gotten to Adventure Time from 2010, Mad from 2010, Regular Show from 2010, Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. 2010, The Amazing World of Gumball 2010, Bob's Burgers 2011, Gravity Falls 2012, Rick and Morty 2013, Steven Universe 2013, BoJack Horseman 2014, We Bare Bear 2015, Voltron 2016, Big Mouth from 2017, Craig of the Creek from 2018, Amphibia 2019, Midnight Gospel 2020, and Smiling Friends 2022, and so many more that I did not mention because there's a lot of good cartoons. I also realized I forgot to add SpongeBob onto that list, but that was pretty influential. Obviously, there are more cartoons than just that, but I did go through and kind of cherry pick the ones that I liked because I wanted to. By 2009, many Americans had access to a DVR, making shows that had a story easier to watch. A show that you used to miss during school or work was now available when you got home and had time to watch it. You didn't need to plan your leisure around a schedule, now it was just your leisure. I mean, look back at the list of shows that I just gave you, most of the story-driven ones are after the turn of the decade. Streaming services also started getting pretty big with YouTube and Netflix on the rise. Leisure time became more accessible. Now it wasn't just what was on your DVR, it was anything. Now just about everyone I know has at least one streaming service, or you're still mooching off your parents, or maybe you're sailing the 7 seas. Don't worry, I'll keep it between us. Your secret's safe with me. It's easier than ever to watch all of your favorites somewhere online. Community and fandom. Online communities were also everywhere, and honestly, they still are. Not easy to find in the beginning, but also not hard. The development of social media allowed more and more people to be connected over niche topics, cartoons and cartoon series being one of those topics. It's easy to find a fandom now. All you have to do is say the thing that you like within a 10-foot radius of your phone and like 2 times and get the stuff recommended to you on your Explore page, Twitter feed, For You page, or YouTube home. The government may be selling our information, but at least it's easier to find BoJack Horseman edits. Fan accounts are also everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and many more sites, making in-depth and personal discussions easier. You don't need to have a friend in person to chat about your favorite cartoon anymore. That conversation is quite literally at your fingertips. Every fandom now has its own inside jokes, fan art, fan fiction, fan animations, etc. floating around for you to enjoy. But sometimes these shows or clips from these shows go viral on a platform like TikTok, YouTube, or Twitter, causing more and more people to learn about and or watch the show. I know right now Steven Universe TikToks are showing up again on my For You page, seemingly out of the blue. I don't know, it surprised me. The things that can go viral are random, and you never know when your favorite niche will become the next big thing. All of these platforms aren't just for superfans. Casual fans are welcome too. Even communities like r/Avatar The Last Airbender get hundreds of posts a day, and the original show came out in like 2005. By the way, in case you haven't caught on, you should really watch Avatar The Last Airbender. It's really good. That show rocks. The ending, conclusion. So what was the whole point of this video? I just really like cartoons, and I thought this topic would be fun to look into. I think I was right, considering you're still here and still watching. Cartoons are a really cool way to enjoy your leisure time. They allow that escapism in a more nostalgic time frame that lets you process information at your own speed. You want something deep and introspective? Sure, we have the Midnight Gospel and BoJack. You want something silly and absurd? Try Rick and Morty or Smiling Friends, even The Amazing World of Gumball. You want to escape back into your younger years? Pick a show you've always wanted to watch, but mom said no, or you could never catch it while it was on. There are so many options nowadays on what you can watch. I really enjoyed looking into the history of animation as somebody who is studying to be an animator one day. It kind of exposed me to a side of things that I didn't know about before, like phantasmagory. I really enjoy kind of looking back at the cartoons that I grew up with, and honestly, that I'm still growing up with. I want to build off of all of these great pieces of work that exist already and create something entirely new. I think cartoons are really important and allow a wide range of people to see themselves in media. Due to the absurd nature of some cartoons, the barriers of gender, race, language, and disability don't have to matter. You can just see a piece of yourself in an alien, a dog, a horse, a robot, a superhero, or a regular guy. Cartoons can bring us together and teach us things that we didn't know we needed to know. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Consider subscribing if you aren't already. This was a really fun time for me, so I might do more videos like this. Definitely puts my philosophy minor to use. I hope you have a good day, week, month, life. I love you if no one has told you today, and I'm proud of you. Bye. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Heike Loki for helping me edit this script. I don't know what I'm doing, and so the help is genuinely so appreciated. They are so funny. You should really go check out their channel. They do a lot of movie reviews for old nostalgic movies, which is something I genuinely really enjoy too. So if you liked my comedy, they do it way better. Recording, and I hope it's still recording. My moth is going crazy over there. My moth is going crazy and I need her to stop. I don't look nearly as cool as I would like to, but cool. So I'm really gonna hope that this works this time. That's gonna be a high quality burp. I took her to my penthouse and I freaked it.